Since none of y'all wanted to tell me how big-bodied I was in my previous video next to my old whiteboard, I had to buy a new one because I want to serve you better, and this one doesn't fit on my easel. But none of that matters. You were called to click on this video for a reason. There's something in here your soul wants to align you with today. We're going to be talking about how to become a god over your problems and how to metaphysically solve them. Whether you're struggling with finances, your relationship, bad habits, anxiety, living in survival mode, it does not matter because everything is energy. And the solution to your problems is energy. Now, who am I? I'm from a city that's rated the #1 most dangerous city in California and is among the top 10 most dangerous cities in America. I grew up in a toxic, low-income household, living off of government money, 15 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, paycheck to paycheck. And now I'm an adult with adult money. No longer living in struggle, no longer living in survival. I've completely rewired my nervous system. I broke the generational trauma in my family so it no longer passes down. And through inner work, I've discovered how the universe works. I've read countless books on the subjects of manifestation, psychology, personal and self-development, business, etc. And it wasn't just me that broke this cycle. It was my family. We did it together. I was blessed to be born into a family of spiritual teachers and entrepreneurs, but enough about me. If you are someone that has tried every solution, you're tired of working hard, you're burnt out, you're stressing off of money like I was, if you've bought everything off of Amazon to fix you, you've watched every YouTube video and nothing seems to stick. 1, you need to expand your consciousness because you keep looking for things outside of you to fix you. And 2, the internet is so flooded on content on the subjects of manifestation and personal development, so I'm here to clear all that up. First, I need to explain to you energetically what is going on here that is keeping you stuck, not seeing results. Let me paint for you the aura of the average individual with the mind and spirit cluttered. The average individual with the mind and spirit cluttered is living in lack, whether that is lack of finances, lack of self-worth, working at a job that's not paying them enough. This person is simply just stuck in a box at a cap limit of income. This person is also in chronic stress, whether that is survival mode, stress from paying bills because they're not making enough money, they don't like their job, stress from toxic relationships, or stress even from being mentally anchored to the past. This person could also have a lack of passion, questioning why they're here, questioning their existence, maybe even suffering with things like depression. And last, I would say this person is in a high state of overconsumption to fix these problems. Overly consuming social media, caffeine, anything that is giving them temporary relief from this aura. This is the aura of the average individual. Now, there's obviously more things that people are struggling with internally, but I just wanted to paint for you guys what I think most people are dealing with today. All of this is mixed in their daily thoughts, their daily behaviors and patterns, mentally, physically, and spiritually making up their state of being. There is this energetic foundation rooted from this aura of low vibration. Low vibration in the sense of emotion. This person is in a constant state of lack and stress, possibly having negative thoughts in their head, jumping to conclusions, predicting their pain, being anchored to the past. So energetically, this state of being is low on the vibrational scale. Now, from a manifestation point of view, this person is likely to manifest small things of temporary relief, things like a free coffee, free lunch, maybe a discount, but nothing really life-changing. And once this temporary relief subsides, their energetic state of being pulls them down back to their reality, the reality of their frequency. Now, why is this? Ooh, let me come back. Your state of being, this aura, emits a frequency. This aura is sending out a frequency of its own within the vibration it's at, creating an energetic imprint. Now you have to understand that everything is energy. The problems that you find yourself dealing with, including its solutions. Everything is made of energy, and energy is constantly in motion, vibrating at a particular rate and creating a frequency. In the universe's language speaks frequency. And because the universe speaks frequency, it is only going to meet you where you are. It's going to keep sending you people, conversations, situations, outcomes, and experiences that is on the same vibrational level as your energetic imprint, your frequency. This is why you always get pulled back down to your baseline. Here's an emotional frequency chart, or a map of consciousness by David Hawkins, to help put your frequency into perspective. So in order to attract the things you want, to solve these problems, we have to address the frequency at its root. We have to address its cause. In order to metaphysically create change, we have to start working from the 3 planes of existence. This person, in fact, majority of the world is only operating from one of the 3, because visually our eyes can only see what is in this physical realm. Let's continue referencing this person so you could see how they go about life in this state. So here I've painted out for you, maybe I should write it here, the 3 planes of existence. So this individual, consciously or unconsciously, has the perspective that they are a victim to life, and they are constantly manifesting and creating from the physical realm. So let's say that you're at work and something happens that makes you upset. Something happens at work, the physical realm, triggering a thought in your mind, like, did she really just say that? And triggering an emotion. Your mind observes the situation and tells your body how to feel. Meaning this person's emotions is dependent on the physical realm, manifesting in the wrong order. Emotion arrives at the place where the mind and body meet. It is the body's reaction to your mind's perception of whatever is being perceived. So in this example of you being at work or school and something happens and you start to feel this anger or frustration, the body is getting ready to fight. The thought that you are being attacked causes the body to react. An emotion represents usually an amplified, energized, with emotion, thought pattern. And the emotion is always being triggered by some form of resistance to what is happening in the moment. The intensity of the pain is dependent on the degree of resistance. It's also dependent on how heavily you are identified with your mind and your thoughts. And creating from the physical realm has a high chance of triggering your pain body. Every one of us existing has what is called a pain body. It's simply this energetic entity Like, think of it like a shadow that we're walking around with of pain. Pain from your past, pain from life experiences, things from your childhood, things that are stuck in your subconscious mind. And this person who is heavily caught up in the physical realm has a high chance of their pain body being triggered. But this is unconscious behavior. And if this does not get acknowledged, this is what makes up and affects your frequency. I actually want you guys to watch this video, because in this video I explain how your mind is heavily identified with psychological time, and because of this it creates self-inflicted suffering. I'm bringing this all to your attention because awareness unlocks focus. Focus is your point of attraction, and when you have your awareness and focus in alignment properly, you can then begin to focus on your internal reality, your frequency, so you can take the proper steps to realign your frequency, and in turn you will materialize what is in vibrational alignment with you. Unlocking your awareness, emphasizing the importance of your focus, because what you focus upon you receive. You can now start to create the proper way internally, adjusting your frequency in the way it needs to be, so you can then begin to materialize the solutions to these problems. Operating in this order is neglecting your frequency. This person is waiting for abundance to come to them before they feel abundance. They're waiting for a check in the mail to feel relief from stress. They're waiting for a lover to come into their life to fix their confidence and self-worth. If you truly want to create a change that will stick, you have to address the cause. You cannot change an effect with an effect. This is why everything you're buying is not working. This is why you saw success, but now you're at a cap limit. You're blocked, and you're sitting here wondering what's going on. This used to work for me and now it's not working for me. If you dislike someone in your personal life and they did something to you, and you think that they have to fix you by doing something, what do you think it is that they're creating from? What caused them to take the action that they took to make you upset? You both are operating in the wrong order. It looks like I've run out of room. So let's just bring this over here. This is the right order. The mental and spiritual are both considered a cause, but it really takes work to be able to create from the spiritual, because you really have to unlock here the God mind to hear infinite intelligence to create from. So on your path towards enlightenment, you're likely to create from the mental realm, awakening the emotion and then materializing in the 3D. In order to do this effectively, you must master the art of allowing. You must develop the awareness to see when you are creating in the wrong order. If you go about your day and you start to experience what I call contrast, inconveniences, or things that are causing you stress or not pleasing you in general, you have to stop and think to yourself, what is it that I am mentally and emotionally practicing? What am I charging with emotion from my thoughts that is materializing in the physical realm? You are naturally, even in this state, creating your physical reality from your mental realm already. You just don't know it. But when you are trying to create change, you're operating in the wrong order. Throughout your day, you have to address your frequency. Instead of react, you respond to what is happening in front of you. And when you master the art of allowing, you are no longer emotionally dependent on the physical realm. You're not creating unconsciously from here anymore. This is when you can allow the world, the people, to be as they are and not have an effect on you. Mastering this makes you realize life is simply a game. And when you go through contrast, it's simply a signal for you to recalibrate. So let's talk about this foundation, yeah? What is it that plays a part to make up your frequency? Now I have to erase the board. If you're taking notes, make sure you're writing these notes in blue ink. I need a piano player to be playing in the background. Who wants to play the piano for me? So what makes up your frequency? Your state of being. What is the criteria per se? Your core beliefs is a big one. And these core beliefs, they stem, God, these markers, y'all. Your core beliefs, they do stem from your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is the most programmed from the age of 1 to 7. This is when your brain is in a state of hypnosis. You're literally a sponge in your childhood, downloading and forming your core beliefs from your parents, your house, whatever you experience at school. Everything is built within the subconscious mind here, forming these beliefs. So you really have to sit and think to yourself, as this person in lack, fear, scarcity, not enough money. Are my core beliefs serving me, or are they controlling me? Beliefs can obviously be reprogrammed through the subconscious mind, and core beliefs is the stem, really one of the roots of this aura that this person is emitting. Next we have emotionally charged thoughts, which also stems from the subconscious mind. The beautiful thing is, this is already programming your subconscious mind, and it's been in this state for a while now, for years. But it is also emotionally charged thoughts of your choosing that can impress the subconscious mind and rewire this. So you have to start thinking, like I said earlier, what am I emotionally charging? It's your emotional baseline, your mood per se, that creates your reality as well. Nervous system healing. Regulation is a goal. If you're in scarcity, like I was, feeling anxiety when I had to just buy household things or spend money on food, master your emotions so you can stay neutral. You want to be calm and collective. I don't care if that is journaling, meditation, stopping and thinking before you react. Next is focus, really. Your attention is always on something, whether you know it or not. It's what you're unconsciously focused on that's the problem. I want you to think of your subconscious mind like soil. It's neutral. It doesn't have an opinion. It doesn't judge you or anything like that. But it will grow whatever seeds that you implant into it. It wants to be told what to do. And whether you know it or not, it is always being impressed upon through your conscious mind. Whatever you are emotionally charging consciously in this state is impressing the subconscious already. But now you know how to do it intentionally so you can rewire the subconscious and your beliefs. So start shifting your focus. Instead of what you don't want, focus on what you do want. Paying attention to what you don't want is energetically saying yes to it. The last contributing factor is your identity or your self-concept, which is honestly connected with your core beliefs. From a manifestation point of view, you want to visualize and create the identity of yourself with your desired reality and emphasize that reality with emotionally charged thoughts. Through this process of visualization and emotions, you naturally enter the subconscious mind because you emphasize in the theta brain state. It is the bridge to the subconscious mind. Releasing all your resistance that would normally operate in this state, your natural day-to-day process. You're more resistant to opportunities, to solutions. You're so quick to judge and turn them off and tell them they don't know what they're talking about. But through this process, you release resistance and your walls of limiting beliefs die down. You're in a relaxed and receiving state, impressing the subconscious mind. So create the character that you want and embody her, embody him and the lifestyle he has. Visualize it to a T. How do they act, think, and feel? What is their love life like? What do they spend their money on? How do they feel when they receive money and spend it? What is their relationship with money? Instead of focusing on lack, focus on abundance. Yes, you may be feeling anxious about having to pay bills next week. You got rent due next week, but you need to flip that. Instead of thinking that way and speaking to money like, oh, I hate spending money on rent. I hate having to pay this much to live in California. This is crazy. You should be happy that you get to spend money on the house that you live in that creates the memories and experiences with your family, your loved ones. These are the 4 contributing factors that make up your frequency. And this is also your homework. You now just received the information that makes up your reality. To break this unconscious behavior and become conscious and choose new thoughts, new patterns, new behaviors. You are not the story that you've rehearsed about your life and the pain you've been through. You are simply the awareness behind it. And you get to choose what it is you invest into. If you keep noticing a pattern in your relationships, your thought patterns, your behaviors, you are energetically blocked. There's something going on that you need to address internally. For the people that are thinking, well, I need money to solve these problems. What is money? I'll wait. Can you even answer that question? What is money? Money is energy. Like everything else. Money is energy with a cap limit based upon your frequency. Money in abundance deserves its own video. There's more to it than that. But yeah, this is how to metaphysically change your life and let your state of being lead for you, not your effort.